Home Alone didn't just make us laugh. It became a holiday ritual, a time capsule of childhood courage and Christmas chaos. But behind the paint cans and broken ornaments were real lives the laugh track never protected. Sudden fame, quiet disappearances, painful turns, and heartbreaking goodbyes. In 2026, we look back at the faces behind this classic, who rose, who stepped away, and who we sadly lost. The Wet Bandits, Pesci Joe. Pesci brought something almost dangerous to Home Alone, the full intensity of a dramatic actor compressed into a furious slapstick villain. Born in 1943 in Newark, New Jersey, he was 47 when he played Harry Lime, leader of the Wet Bandits, and he made Harry menacing enough to matter. Even as the film turned his rage into comedy, Pesci's performance mattered because he never treated the character like a joke. Harry plots, threatens, and seethes with real heat. And that's exactly why the traps land so well. Every fall, every burn, every humiliating defeat becomes funnier because Pesci keeps Harry's dignity alive long enough for it to be destroyed again. The contrast became unforgettable. An Oscar-winning tough guy presence reduced to slipping on ice and screaming in frustration, yet still believable as a threat. It's precision acting, timing, tone, and physical comedy controlled like a metronome. Afterward, Pesci worked more selectively, choosing projects on his terms rather than chasing constant visibility, which only deepened his mystique. In 2026, Joe Pesci is 83, an elder statesman of film whose Harry still resurfaces every holiday season, squinting through pain and rage as if he can't believe he's losing to a child. And that's the magic. In a movie built on imagination, Pesci made the bad guy real so the victory could feel like a miracle. The Wet Bandits. Stern, Daniel. Stern turned physical suffering into pure comic alchemy as Marv, tall, dim-witted, and endlessly shocked that the universe keeps hitting back. Born in 1957, Stern was 33 when he played the Wet Bandits' human punching bag. And what made his performance matter is that he commits like it's Shakespeare. The screams are musical, the reactions are rubbery, and every beat lands with metronome precision. From the nail-in-the-foot horror to that tarantula moment that still makes audiences wince before they laugh. Yet beneath the pratfalls, Stern gives Marv an odd innocence, a crook with a childlike disbelief that pain can keep escalating. That innocence is why the slapstick never turns cruel. It stays cartoonish, almost dreamlike, exactly the tone Home Alone needs to feel like childhood imagination on screen. After the film, Stern built a varied career across acting, directing, and narration, proving his range went far beyond falling down icy steps. In 2026, Daniel Stern is 69, and every December, Marv still feels like the sound of a generation laughing, because Stern made every impact look real and every defeat feel like holiday tradition. The Mother's Journey. Catherine O'Hara turned what could have been a simple worried mom role into the film's emotional anchor. Born in 1954, she was 36 when she played Kate McAllister, the mother who realizes far too late that her youngest child is alone in a big empty house. O'Hara's performance matters because it gives the movie stakes beyond slapstick. She moves from harried parent in a chaotic household to a woman consumed by guilt. And she plays that journey with a balance only great comedic actors can pull off. Panic with humor, desperation with dignity. Her airport scenes, her frantic bargaining, the absurd ride home, all of it works because O'Hara keeps Kate human. Not heroic, not perfect. Just a mother who feels she failed in the most fundamental way and will tear through the world to fix it. That's why the reunion lands so hard. When Kate finally reaches Kevin, the laughter drops away and relief takes over like a wave. In 2026, Catherine O'Hara is 72, and watching her now reminds you what Home Alone really hides under the traps: the terror of losing and the joy of finding the ones you love. The father's steady presence. John Hurds. Peter McAllister is the quiet realism inside the film's noise. The father who doesn't deliver big speeches, but whose steady presence makes the family feel real. Born in 1945, Hurd was 45 when he played Peter. And what matters about his performance is restraint in a house full of chaos. Peter is the adult trying, sometimes failing, to keep a large family pointed in the same direction. Hurd doesn't play him as a villain or a clown. He plays him as a recognizably human parent, distracted, stressed, occasionally irritated, and then suddenly struck by guilt when the truth hits. That shift, frustration collapsing into horror, is one of the film's most quietly painful moments, because it reminds us Kevin wasn't forgotten by people who didn't care. He was forgotten by people overwhelmed by life. Hurd brought the weight of a serious actor to a family comedy, and it's part of why the McAllisters don't feel like cartoons. They feel like relatives. He continued working steadily for decades. John Hurd passed away in 2017 at 71, and rewatching him now adds an unexpected tenderness. A father, frozen in time, walking into that wrecked living room, still stunned, still learning what matters most. The older brother, Buzz. Buzz McAllister is the older brother every youngest child remembers. Loud, sarcastic, and seemingly designed to ruin your day. Devin Rattray was only 13 when he played Buzz, and what makes his performance matter is that he captures a very specific kind of teenage power, cruel in the casual way siblings can be, but still rooted in family reality. Buzz hoards pizza like it's treasure, guards his tarantula like it's a crown, and delights in humiliating Kevin with the confidence of someone who thinks he owns the house. Yet, Rattray keeps Buzz from becoming purely hateful. Under the swagger and eye rolls, there are flickers of insecurity and just enough humanity to make him believable as a real brother, not a movie monster. That's why Buzz has become strangely nostalgic over time, annoying, unforgettable, and oddly comforting, like an old family photo you cringe at but still keep. Rattray continued acting beyond Home Alone, carving out work as a character actor. In 2026, Devin Rattray is 49, and Buzz remains a reminder that part of childhood pain is surviving the people closest to you until you grow up and realize they were just kids too, wearing confidence like armor. Supporting family roles. Megan McAllister adds a believable layer of teenage exasperation to that crowded house. Raised eyebrows, dry remarks, and the kind of sarcasm that feels like it was practiced at the dinner table for years. Hilary Wolf was 13 when she played Megan, and what makes her performance matter is authenticity. Megan doesn't get grand emotional scenes. She gets the small, real ones. Quick looks, sharp lines, that effortless, I can't believe this family energy that makes the McAllisters feel lived in. Wolf's delivery feels like genuine sibling banter. She knows exactly how to push Kevin's buttons, yet still belongs to the same messy, loving unit. And then her story took a fascinating turn. One of the most unusual paths among the Home Alone kids. Wolf stepped away from acting not long after and pursued judo at an elite level, trading film sets for training halls and competition. That contrast makes her presence in the movie feel like a snapshot of a brief chapter, frozen forever in Christmas chaos. In 2026, Hilary Wolf is 49, and Megan remains proof that sometimes the smallest performances are the ones that make a fictional family feel true. Grounding the chaos. Angela Goethals delivers one of Home Alone's most hauntingly ironic lines with effortless ease. A reminder that family is the thing you only understand when it's gone. Goethals was 13 when she played Linny, and what makes her performance matter is the balance. Annoyed sister on the surface, genuine concern underneath. Linny's frustration with Kevin feels real, but so does the tenderness that peeks through in quieter beats. And when Kevin later echoes the film's core fear, waking up without a family, Linny's throwaway remark becomes an accidental prophecy, giving the story emotional depth beyond the slapstick. Goethals never overplays it. She keeps Linny grounded, like someone viewers could actually have grown up with. Impatient, sarcastic, but still part of the same love they all take for granted until it disappears. After Home Alone, she continued working in film and television, often choosing roles that suited her subtlety. In 2026, Angela Goethals is 49, and rewatching Linny now feels like hearing a truth you didn't understand as a kid. Family hurts and heals in equal measure, and you don't realize what it is until the house goes quiet. The legendary cameo, Fuller. Jeff McAllister is the brother who watches the chaos from half a step back, amused, resigned, like he's seen this exact family storm 100 times before. Michael C. Morona was 13 when he played Jeff, and what makes his performance matter is texture. Jeff doesn't dominate scenes, but his dry reactions help the McAllister household feel real. The travel panic, the arguments, the scramble for seats. He looks like a kid who learned long ago that survival means staying calm and letting the madness burn itself out. That quiet realism is important in a film full of big comedy. It grounds the family, so Kevin's loneliness hits harder later. After Home Alone, Morona became especially memorable to many viewers through The Adventures of Pete and Pete. And later, he shifted behind the camera, working in the practical nuts and bolts side of filmmaking. There's something fitting about that path. A kid who once stood inside a classic movie crowd, later helping build the worlds other people perform in. In 2026, Michael C. Morona is 49, and Jeff remains the quiet proof that even small roles can hold up a whole family illusion, making the story feel like home. The soul of the story. Fuller McAllister doesn't have much dialogue, but he has one of the most unforgettable auras in the film. That small cousin with oversized glasses and a soda habit so legendary, it becomes a family warning. Kieran Culkin was just 8 when he played Fuller, and what makes his performance matter is the detail. Tiny looks, sly satisfaction, the sense that this kid understands the family dynamics better than the adults do. Fuller's gag is simple, but Culkin makes it feel like a real child's world. The quiet pride of being noticed, the mischievous joy of being dangerous in a harmless way. And when you watch his later career, the cameo becomes even more fascinating because the boy who barely speaks here would grow into an actor known for sharp, complex, emotional work, building a reputation completely separate from the holiday chaos that introduced him. That evolution adds extra nostalgia to every rewatch. You're seeing an early spark, a face still learning the camera, already magnetic. In 2026, Kieran Culkin is 44, and Fuller remains a tiny but vital piece of Home Alone's magic. Proof that even the smallest kid in the room can leave a mark that lasts for decades. Brief moments of warmth. Old Man Marley could have been a simple scary neighbor trope, but Robert's Blossom turned him into the quiet soul of Home Alone. Born in 1924, Blossom was 66 when he played Marley, and what makes his performance matter is the transformation. At first, Marley is pure childhood fear, silent, looming, glimpsed through frosted windows like a ghost story come alive. But Blossom's gentle eyes and measured presence slowly reveal a different truth: loneliness. In the church scene, where the film pauses its chaos, Blossom delivers something rare in a family comedy, a moment of stillness and confession. Marley's story of an estranged son, fear of rejection, and fragile hope for reconciliation doesn't just deepen Marley, it deepens Kevin. It teaches him that adults can be broken too, and that forgiveness can be braver than any trap. That final reunion, watched from across the street, hits like a quiet miracle because Blossom makes it feel earned. He passed away in 2011 at 87, but his work remains one of the film's most enduring emotional anchors. Rewatching Marley now feels different. It's not only nostalgia, it's a reminder that sometimes the person you fear is simply the person who needs love the most. The drugstore encounter. John Candy appears in Home Alone for only a short time, but he leaves a warmth that lingers long after the credits roll. Born in 1950, Candy was 40 when he played Gus Polinski, the polka king of the Midwest, who offers Kate a desperate ride home. What makes his performance matter is kindness. Candy takes what could have been a broad cameo and fills it with humanity. Awkward small talk, goofy pride, and a sincere attempt to comfort a stranger drowning in guilt. His humor doesn't undercut Kate's fear. It softens it, giving the film one of its gentlest messages. Sometimes rescue arrives from people you never expected to meet. There's also a bittersweet layer now, because Candy's natural warmth feels like a gift the film didn't even know it had. He was already beloved by audiences when Home Alone released, and his sudden death in 1994, at 43, cut short a career that still seemed full of possibility. Watching him today, talking about missed moments with his own child as a clumsy way to help Kate, hits differently. It's funny, yes, but also quietly heartbreaking, because for a few minutes, Candy doesn't just play Gus. He plays the spirit of compassion itself, showing up right when the story needs a human hand. Kevin's lasting legacy. Larry Hankin's drugstore clerk appears in just one scene, yet it's one of the most quoted and most perfectly observed moments in the film. Born in 1940, Hankin was already a seasoned character actor when he played the baffled adult, watching Kevin try to buy a toothbrush like a tiny fugitive. What makes the performance matter is restraint. Hankin doesn't perform the joke. He reacts like a real person confronted with a child acting suspiciously. And that realism makes Kevin's panic funnier because the outside world doesn't know this is a Christmas war between a boy and burglars. To everyone else, it's just Tuesday. And this kid is deeply weird. Hankin's deadpan delivery and puzzled stare turn a mundane errand into a miniature thriller, adding texture to Kevin's independence. Yes, he can set traps, but he can also unravel under the simplest adult question. Hankin went on to appear across decades of film and television, becoming one of those faces audiences recognize instantly. In 2026, Larry Hankin is 86, and his brief cameo remains proof that Home Alone isn't only built on big stars. Sometimes it's built on a single perfectly timed look that makes the whole world feel real for just long enough before the magic takes over again. Macaulay Culkin didn't merely play Kevin McAllister. He defined what 90s childhood looked like on screen. He's defiant, funny, frightened, and brave all at once. Born in 1980 in New York City, he was only 10 when he turned a forgotten kid into a hero who could outthink two grown men at Christmas time. Culkin's performance mattered because it balanced two worlds at the same time: the slapstick war against the burglars and the quiet ache of being left behind. Kevin could be mouthy and mischievous, yet never cruel, lonely, yet determined not to crumble. His wide-eyed panic, whispered prayers, and sudden flashes of courage gave the film its heart, while his booby traps gave it legend. And then came the cost of becoming every child on Earth. Fame arrived fast, and it didn't leave gently. Culkin's life became a public story before he'd had time to grow up privately, and stepping away from the spotlight became its own form of survival. In later years, he returned on his own terms: selective work, a quieter presence, and a willingness to smile at the nostalgia without letting it swallow him. In 2026, Macaulay Culkin is 46, and every December, Kevin's story still hits the same place in the chest, because it isn't only about traps. It's about a child learning he can endure the world even when the world forgets him. And that is the lasting magic of Home Alone. Not just the traps, not just the laughs, but the quiet truth underneath it all. A child learning he can survive. Final reflections. A mother racing home with guilt in her throat. A lonely neighbor finding the courage to forgive. In 2026, some faces from this classic are still with us, carrying on decades beyond that snowy Chicago street. Others are gone, yet preserved forever in the warm glow of holiday reruns, where time pauses and childhood feels possible again. If this tribute brought you back, please like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which Home Alone moment still hits you the hardest, and which cast member you miss the most.